DECA has come together for the 2021 New Hampshire DECA Career Development Conference. Looking forward into the coming year, DECA may not be completely normal, but there is still plenty to look forward to. The virtual International Career Development Conference will be held in April. Then, the DECA Emerging Leaders Summit is planned for July 19th to 21st. In the fall, New Hampshire DECA hopes to host the Fall Leadership Conference again. And the 2021 DECA Power Trip is currently planned to be held from November 19th to 21st, right down in Boston. And finally, we will meet together again in February for the 2022 New Hampshire DECA Career Development Conference. Now, I would like to introduce Akanksha to discuss this conference.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much, Nick, for the introduction. This year's CDC has come to us in a different format, and with this new form of digital presentations, we here at Team 62 would like to give you all some important tips when it comes to competing online. Firstly, when filming your presentation to submit to the judges, make sure you have good lighting by having a steady light source pointed directly at your face, whether this being a reading lamp, a normal lamp, or even a ring light. Try not to have any side or backlight, as well as not presenting behind the window, as that will take away attention from you and your presentation. Before filming, make sure to check your audio to see if you sound clear with no obstructions, because sometimes you might find that something is muffling the way that you sound. Also note that you should not be filming in your bathroom or bedroom. Rather, find a plain wall in your house as a simple backdrop to film behind. Though online competing is much different than usual, always be sure to go over your presentation multiple times before you film, and try not to read off of any notes if you can. Make sure to smile, be enthusiastic, and most importantly, have fun. DECA may be different than usual this year, but it's not hard to still rock your events as you normally would. Now that you have some tips to help perfect your events this year, I now would like to introduce our two candidates who will be running to be a part of Team 63 next year. I firstly would like to welcome Hannah Edwards from Hillsborough Deering.
Hello.
Hi.
My apologies, I think there might have been an issue, but firstly, I would like to introduce Hannah Edwards from Hillsborough Deering to present her speech.
All right. Hi, my name's. Wait, can I start? Yeah. Hi, my name's Hannah Edwards. I'm from Hillsborough Deering High School, where I'm currently a sophomore. I'm a student athlete. I work hard in school, and I've been playing soccer and basketball for what feels like my whole life. I'm a member of both the girls' varsity soccer program and the girls' junior varsity basketball program. Outside of school, I work a part-time job in donuts. My involvement in DECA began 3 years ago. I started my 8th grade year, and I'm very happy that I did. I went to my 8th grade DECA state conference at New England College and placed second in the conference-wide general business and marketing test, and my team placed second in our advertising presentation. Then last at our 2020 states in February, I placed second in principles of marketing and qualified for ICDC. I, like many of you, was excited to go to Nashville, only to be disappointed by COVID. This year, my sophomore year, I became an assistant manager for our school-based enterprise at Hillsborough Deering. We submitted our documentation back in January, and we found out yesterday that we earned gold recertification. I learned a lot about running a business during the pandemic. Through it all, the 8th grade conference really stuck out for me. It was there that I knew that I wanted to run and serve as a state officer. Seeing the state officers run this conference really inspired me. They all looked very professional and had such poise. If I were elected, I would definitely work on improving the 8th grade DECA program so more students could have the same opportunities little Hannah did 3 years ago. Today, I'm more than ready to take on the responsibility and challenges that being a DECA state officer would entail. I want to listen, serve, and lead and inspire our state DECA program and hope to see us emerge as a strong organization when we can finally take our masks off. I'd love to get to know you all more and have you get to know me more. I am excited and honored to be speaking to you all today. I wish you all luck on your competitive events tomorrow, and I hope you have an amazing conference. And remember the name Hannah Edwards when voting for your next New Hampshire DECA State Officer. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Hannah, for your speech. Now I'd like to introduce Dylan Villela from Bedford DECA.
You are on mute, Dylan.
Is that better? Awesome. Good evening, New Hampshire DECA. My name is Dylan Villela, and I am a proud member of the Bedford, New Hampshire chapter. As a sophomore, this is my second year competing within this great organization in the hospitality and tourism cluster. DECA has changed my life in so many ways. Without experience from numerous DECA events at the local and state levels, I would not be nearly as comfortable in the business environment. For example, working at the Bedford Home Goods, my DECA skills helped me with the interview process, dress code, and deliverance of customer service. I've also visited their home offices in Massachusetts. Overall, DECA has taught me how to show initiative and reach for the stars. Therefore, it is in my best interest to give back to the organization and serve as a New Hampshire DECA state officer. Communication, collaboration, and leadership are all qualities that I uphold in my school, workplace, and community. It is in my belief that when we come together to achieve our goals, nothing is impossible. During these unprecedented times, it is of utmost importance to become closer as a community of DECA members, even if it's virtual, to go for the DECA glass. I would like to make the deliverance of information from DECA Global all the way to the New Hampshire local chapters a streamlined process where suggestions, questions, and amendments are all welcome. The DECA community belongs to all of us, and therefore, we should all have a say on how things are done. Additionally, I would like to create an environment that suits everyone alike, from our seniors to new members. We all have things we can excel in and areas in which we can improve. Creating ways to become more involved with DECA at the state level is a goal I have held for many years, and if elected, would love to put into action. To conclude, I would like to make it clear that I am a qualified member for this new endeavor. My leadership experiences include serving on student council, involvement in multiple community service clubs, and even creating a club of my own. These experiences have enhanced my leadership abilities, customer service skills, and business acumen. The title New Hampshire DECA belongs to each and every one of us, and I could not be more thankful to be involved in such a great community of learners and, more importantly, business people. I thank you for your time and wish you good luck at this year's competition.
Thank you so much, Dylan, and also to Hannah for running to be a part of Team 63. And I wish you both the best of luck on your campaign. I now would like to introduce Cassidy Marshall, who'll be introducing our guest speaker and closing off tonight's opening session.
We would like to take this time to say thank you to all of the advisors for their support and hard work in keeping DECA alive and moving to the next level during this COVID-19 pandemic era. Thank you wherever you might be during this virtual conference. Thanks to Mrs. Sarah Compagna, Ms. Christine Vilcheski, Mrs. Betsy Doyle, Ms. Cassidy Snare, Mrs. Sandy Kawatmi, Ms. Michelle Fontaine, Mr. Jim Mullen, Mr. Porter Hayes, Mrs. Jane Cameron, Ms. Amber Bishop, Mrs. Tricia Macy, Ms. Danielle White, Mr. Jordan Spear, Ms. Susan Dagnall, Mr. Greg Allen, and Mr. Mark Pryor. And thank you to the state advisor team members, Mrs. Mary Hart, Mr. Tim Marat, Mrs. Lisa DeLampin for organizing the virtual conference and making it happen. I would now like to introduce tonight's guest speaker. Tia DeLampin was a two-time state officer on Team 59 and 60. She served on the National DECA Nominating Committee for National Office and was a member of the National DECA Media Team for the 2016 ICDC. She has a managing marketing degree from the University of New Hampshire, and currently she is the Associate Director of Development for Paul College, working with alumni, parents, and organizations to raise support and funding. We are very happy to have Tia here to share her experience in DECA and its impact on her life.
Okay, awesome. Well, hello everyone. Just gonna go ahead and share my screen really quickly. 1 second. All right, well, while that loads, I just wanna go ahead and say thank you so much for having me to speak today. New Hampshire DECA is something I've always been passionate about and so blessed to have been a part of and still be a part of as an alum. So I just want to say thank you so much for having me to speak to you all today. And I'm so excited to share my passion of DECA with you and really what DECA has done for me and kind of share a little bit about my story and then give you some advice that I think would be helpful from my perspective when I was a high school student and in DECA. So let's go ahead and get started. So like I said, my name's Tia DeLampin. I was very involved in DECA in high school, joined when I was, I think, about a freshman. Yeah, I joined when I was a freshman and then was a state officer for 2 years. So Team 59 and Team 60, which was an amazing experience. And I loved every second of it, whether it was competing or meeting new people through the program. I just had the absolute best time. And for this PowerPoint, I just wanted to include a few photos instead of you just listening to me speak the whole time to kind of give some background and show how involved I was and tell you about the different things I was involved in. And so after I was a state officer, I ran for the position of executive president for DECA Inc. And I unfortunately didn't get the position, but the support of the New Hampshire DECA team and the New Hampshire DECA members, that the support they gave me was everything. And that experience taught me so much and led me to exactly where I am today. So I'm so thankful for every single memory, every single second in DECA, and really the preparation and preparing me for not only my college career, but also my actual career that I just started 2 months ago. So I kind of just want to share a little bit about how I got here with you and where I went from DECA and what I learned. Awesome. So this is just a few photos of my time as a part of New Hampshire DECA. So as a part of the state officer team, I was able to visit Governor Sununu and Governor Hassan and present them with a DECA award and just thank them for their support. And that was an incredible experience. I still speak about that with my professors, my employers. It was an amazing experience to get to the State House and really, support and thank them for their support of DECA and really inform them of the incredible impact that DECA students are having, not only on the state of New Hampshire, but our entire country and other countries, which is really amazing. In the top left, that's my best friend, Rachel. We were on the state officer team together. We became lifelong friends. We both studied abroad our junior year, and I met her in Italy for a whole week, and we traveled around Italy together. And that's something I'm so thankful DECA provided me with, is not only these amazing educational growth opportunities, but also best friends for life. So I really wanted to include Rachel in here to show you that those friendships are real and they last a long time, and maybe even to Italy if you ever study abroad, if you go to college. In the middle, I had the opportunity to travel and meet a bunch of different state officer teams, as well as other students in DECA. And one of my favorite ones was the Emerging Leader Conference, and that was in San Francisco, California. And I just loved every minute of that. And I thought, wow, I'm so lucky to be here and growing my leadership and learning in these different workshops all about what makes a leader a leader. And those experiences taught me more than a lot of other conferences. So it was just an amazing, incredible experience. And then with Crystal in the top right, she was my campaign manager when I ran for executive president. She was there every step of the way, gave me so much confidence and helped me really believe in myself. So I wanted to include her here. She was a guest speaker also a few years ago, so she's incredible, and I just wanted to give a great shout out to her. And then after DECA, so once I graduated high school, I applied to the University of New Hampshire Paul College, which is the business school, arguably the best business school in my opinion. I'm a proud alumna, so I'm very happy to have chosen that and went there And whatever your path is, just believe in yourself. So whether that's college or staying home, taking a gap year, everything's totally understandable. Just be confident in your decision. So I chose to go to Paul College. Immediately after arriving, I think my first or second week, I knew this was the place for me, and there was no other place that would make me feel this comfortable and amazing. And I had the greatest experience. I actually met my best friends. There was a whole group of us my freshman year living in a dorm. So we all lived together all 3.5 years. It was an incredible experience. I also joined a sorority, which is Chi Omega. Those pictures are on the bottom there. And it was a fun experience just to get involved, not only inside the classroom, but also outside of the classroom in college. And I think DECA really prepared me for these opportunities, whether it was interviewing or in classroom experiences, presentations, competitions, everything like that, I really owe to DECA. In addition, at the University of New Hampshire, I figured I would join a work study job. I figured, why not? I applied and I became a part of the Phonathon program. And what Phonathon callers do is we call alumni and we ask them for private donations towards the university to support student need or student scholarship. And at first I was really nervous. I was like, oh, cold calling. I don't know if I would enjoy that. And I really found my passion in speaking with other alums and getting their advice and hearing their incredible stories and where life took them after UNH. And I realized I was really passionate about this. And I went from student supervisor to student caller into last semester student manager along with 2 other students. And we ran the Phonathon program completely remotely. We completely staffed it ourselves and did the entire onboarding process for all 50 plus callers in the leadership team of 10 people. So that was an incredible experience. And I'm so thankful for really how we adjusted and transitioned into the remote world. And now they're still doing Phonathon remote. If you're ever interested, ask me any questions. I love the Phonathon program. I know they're at many schools if that's what you choose to do. So please ask me any questions. And you can just message me on LinkedIn or any questions regarding work study I can help you with, because I had the most incredible work study experience, which actually led me to my position now. So as you can see in these photos, I was really just blessed to be a part of the UNH organization. And right as I was graduating in December, a position opened up to be the Associate Director of Development for Paul College, so where I just graduated from. And immediately I read the job description and it was a little tough. It was definitely far out of reach. And I was like, oh, I think I can do this. This is an amazing position. And it was closely aligned with my work study job. So I went for the position. I went through a thorough interview process. So much like DECA, it was very intense interviews where they were asking really hard questions and different rounds with different people each round. So you get to meet everyone on the team and really see how your relationship is with them. And then I got accepted into the position and got the job offer. So I'm now the Associate Director of Development for Paul College. That middle picture in the bottom middle is right before my last round of interviews. So I thought that's kind of funny, just quirky thing to share. I know we always feel that way before a DECA interview. So I thought that would closely align with DECA and those similar butterfly feelings. But I'm so thankful to have gained the position, and I'm so lucky to work for Paul College and the place I'm so passionate about with other fellow alumni, parents, and friends of the university. And also I included the bottom left photo because that's from Paul College and we were at a competition, and I think it looks exactly like a DECA conference. So I've found a lot of the experiences you have in DECA and the trainings directly align with what you do in college, and that was my experience. So I wanted to share that. And then I just wanted to leave you with some advice. I'm a recent graduate, so I figured I could pull together some advice for you in high school and some things maybe I would have wanted to know. So the first is to use your DECA experience to your advantage. What you're experiencing and learning in DECA is unlike a lot of other programs. So whether it's an interview or you're already employed, I would definitely make sure to use your DECA experience to your advantage. So make sure you're speaking about the competitions you were a part of and the interviews and the workshops and all the really hard processes you went through in DECA, and make sure you're leveraging that and really using that in any way you can for your next position or your next step in life. Because what I've found is every step of the way, every interview I've had, I'm always relating back to something that the foundation of DECA taught me. So just make sure you keep that in mind if or when you apply to something, whether it's a job, a college, use this DECA experience to your advantage. And continue to be involved. It's amazing that you're all here, even virtually right now. So make sure you're continuing to stay involved, even if it's in a remote world. And whether that's with DECA, your other clubs, or anything you're involved in high school, make sure you're really involving yourself and make sure you're doing the best you can and getting the most out of the experience, because the more involved you are, the more you get out of the experience. So that's just some more advice. Just make sure you're getting involved and staying involved in whatever you do. Even if it's just DECA, make sure you're involved as much as you possibly can and as much as you want to. And then know what you value and why. This is something that I know in high school, it seems so hard to really sit down and think about. But I think the sooner you do this, the more aligned with your career or your next steps you will be. So right before graduating, I sat down and I know I put out all my values and really what I wanted in a career. And this position aligned exactly like that, exactly with my values and why I want to do what I want to do. And it led me to so much happiness and satisfaction in the position that I gained, because it directly aligned with what I wanted and what I value. So just make sure at the end of the day, you're doing what you value and you know why you value it. So you're making the next right steps, because I know high school, it can be a lot of pressure, but just take it one step at a time and make sure you're doing something you're passionate about and you know your values. And then believe in yourself. DECA is a great place to really learn, whether you're a freshman, a senior, really learn about yourself and be confident in yourself. So before every role play, before every competition, make sure you sit down and you say, I can do this, or this is mine. And that outlook will give you so much confidence, and believing in yourself helps you so much. So just make sure, no matter what you're doing, if it's in high school, after high school, you believe in yourself, because it really takes you a long way. And I know, speaking from experience, before those interviews, I did everything you possibly could to calm the nerves. And at the end of the day, the best advice and the best thing I took was just believing in myself and knowing who I am. And that's what gained me the position, which I'm so thankful for. And then the last piece of advice is just to engage on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a great tool to leverage everything you're doing with DECA and beyond. Please link with me on LinkedIn, ask me any questions, become a part of my network. LinkedIn is a great place to make a huge network for yourself and really get involved with other organizations or other people with different companies. I know LinkedIn is just one of the greatest places to, expand your network, get involved, and then really reach out and say, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me, or really just follow up on LinkedIn. It makes a huge difference. And I think in high school, what I learned is starting that LinkedIn brought me really far when I got to college, because I was already ahead of the game. So whether you don't have a LinkedIn or you do, make sure you create one, link with me. I'm always here to help. You can message me at any time for any advice or specific questions, but believe in yourself and believe in everything you do in New Hampshire DECA, and it will take you really far. So thank you all for listening. I hope you have the best conference ever, and please reach out if you need anything.
Thank you, Tia, and thank you all for attending the opening session and being with us at our very first virtual state career development conference. I wish you all the best of luck at your competitive events and hope to see many of you at the special events we have planned throughout the day tomorrow. If you are a voting delegate, please remember to join us at 2 p.m. for the Officer Candidate Caucus Zoom meeting. Thanks for joining us at opening session, and good luck tomorrow. And with that, I officially declare